So what's going on with these SlimCrystal weight loss water bottles that I've been hearing about from people? So I decided to get curious and take a look at the website for the company, and this is what I discovered. So SlimCrystal water bottles are basically just what it sounds like. It's a water bottle that you add crystals to. You buy them both at the same time. You add the crystals to the bottom of the water bottle. You fill it up with water. The water basically surrounds the crystals, releases minerals into the water, which increase the pH of the water. And the company makes a lot of claims for this, improving digestion, but also helping with weight loss. There's 9 different types of crystals you get when you purchase this product, ranging from amethyst and clear quartz to moonstone. And each bottle holds up to about 19 ounces, or roughly 550 milliliters of water, which is just a wee bit more than a pint. The websites also don't specifically say what the water bottles are made of. When I looked at various YouTube videos and even the websites, I couldn't tell if the water bottles were made of glass or plastic. Now, if they're made of glass, then they'll be a little bit heavier if you're going to be holding them. If they're made of plastic, then the question then arises, do they contain things like bisphosphonyl A or other types of these BPA-like substances, which can be hormone disruptors and are kind of frowned upon by people who are in the health and wellness field. Couldn't find out anything about that. So if you have one of these SlimCrystal water bottles, absolutely let me know. Is it made of glass or is it made of plastic? I'm actually curious about this. Now, if you decide to purchase one of these SlimCrystal water bottles, you may be enticed to purchase an upsell, and they have these things called slimming teas. They have a morning tea, they have an evening tea, and on the website for the company that I looked at, they said that by using the slimming teas, you can increase your weight loss efforts by about 10 times what you would get if you just had the slimming water. Now, while I couldn't see the actual supplement facts label for these slimming teas, I can tell you there's a morning tea, there's an evening tea, and the website does list the basic ingredients in these products. And for the morning tea, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. Green tea, oolong tea, orange peel, lemongrass, dandelion leaves. Now, one thing that did jump out at me in the ingredients for that is Garcinia cambogia. It's popular in a variety of weight loss products. I'm not a fan of it because when I did review it on supplementclarity.com, I saw just as many research studies showing it appeared to work as didn't work. The other reason I'm not a fan of Garcinia cambogia is that I have seen over the years several reports of it potentially being linked to liver problems, including maybe even liver failure. I do think that Garcinia cambogia causing liver problems is rare, otherwise we'd be hearing about it all the time on the news. But for me, anything that may disrupt the functioning of the liver is kind of serious, and that's another reason I don't like it. Now, as for their evening tea, the ingredient that jumped out at me immediately was senna. Senna is a laxative. And so, yeah, you will lose weight when you use a senna tea or any kind of senna-containing product, but what kind of weight are you actually going to be losing? You'll be losing water and fecal matter and even some of your microbiome because it lives down there as well. So you're not actually burning fat with senna, it's just a lot of water weight. Dandelion is found in both the morning tea and the evening tea, and dandelion may have a bit of a diuretic effect, which again may account for some of the weight loss. Now, as for the cost of these SlimCrystal water bottles, here's where things get a little weird in my book. So one bottle is going to cost $117. That's for the water bottle and for the crystals. Again, I think it's a little pricey, but you can make that judgment call for yourself. They do tack on $9.95 to ship it to you. I'm okay with that. It does cost money to ship things. That's fine. Now, if you purchase 2 SlimCrystal water bottles, the price drops to $97 each and you get free shipping. But here's where things get a little weird. $97 times 2 is $194. Yet on the website, they're saying it costs $197. Where's that $3 extra charge coming from? This may just be a typo on their website, but if you decide to purchase these SlimCrystal water bottles, this is definitely something to ask about. So SlimCrystal water bottles come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, but the stipulation is it cannot be damaged. So if you dropped it, it broke, they're not going to accept refunds on damaged products. The company suggests that drinking 4 water bottles full of this slimming water every day is going to help support your weight loss efforts, and so that's roughly 76 ounces of water a day. Now, I will point out that there is research on drinking water prior to eating as something that can help people lose weight. That research has been done. What about the research on these SlimCrystal water bottles? Is there anything special about the water that you're getting in the SlimCrystal water bottles? So when I looked into this, I saw various websites that were talking about clinical studies that were conducted on SlimCrystal water bottles where people had lost an inordinate amount of weight after, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. The issue I had when I looked at these websites was that when I went back to the SlimCrystal website, I didn't see any research listed on those websites. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't any research on SlimCrystal water bottles. Maybe the company just didn't care to post that research on their website. All I could say is I could not find it when I went to their website. So what are my thoughts on SlimCrystal water bottles? Well, I like anything and get people to drink more liquids. I do think we sometimes go through life a little bit subclinically dehydrated. And while for many people that may not be a problem, I do wonder about older folks who may not have the sensation for thirst that they used to have when they were younger. And if they are dehydrated, that can increase the risk of falls and lead to broken bones and disability. That said, I'm not convinced that the water you're getting in SlimCrystal water bottles is superior in terms of weight loss to any other type of water, whether it's bottled water or even tap water. I know there's other similar water bottles that are sold online as well, and while I didn't actively look into them, I don't see any evidence that any crystal can help people lose weight when it's mixed with water. While it may be improving the alkalinity of the water and maybe even adding some minerals potentially, whether or not that's going to cause people to lose weight is something that I'm kind of skeptical about. Have you tried SlimCrystal water bottles and did you lose weight? Leave a comment below and let me know because I'm actually curious about this. Until next time, take care out there.